Hello all, this is Jess from J Rose Alchemic Art and welcome back to another video. Today I am actually going to be sharing some behind the scenes of actually getting ready for the shop update with making our illustrations for our Spooky Familiar magazine, as well as also just planning for some of the sticker designs behind the process as well. So I'll be honest, I have been very bad at editing. Are we really surprised? You might have noticed that I have actually cut my hair a significant amount. For those who have not been here before, normally my hair is like a little bit past my shoulders, probably getting closer to my elbow. But yes, I have decided that the big events of the year are done. We have been in a wedding, my own wedding, if you, FYI. We have done our mini honeymoon, which is going to be featured in this trip. It's not really a honeymoon, it was more like a little getaway to celebrate our anniversary. And then we also got to do some other fun things this year as well. So I decided, in order to try and keep my hair healthy and try to get a little bit of the curl back in my hair, for those who do not have curly hair, just FYI, the longer, at least for me, the longer that my hair gets, the more it kind of pulls on my curls and it makes it more wavy more than anything. This is a very random side tangent, I am so sorry. But you'll notice that that's a little bit of how my videos go sometimes, so I apologize. But anyway, yeah, short hair, curly, woo, yes. For the purposes of this video though, I will probably have some long hair in between, if I'm even featured in a lot of the clips. I'm usually not. I have a very hard difficulty with like actually trying to film myself out in public. It's very easy to film my husband because he's so cute. And, you know, other people, I try not to get other people if I can help it. But yes, it is something that I want to work on, which is odd because I've been filming my content and all sorts of things for the last 5 years now. So it's fine. Anyway, for today though, like I said, we are actually going to be visiting a few places. I happened to go back to the area where my husband and I, when we first got married, this was a hotel area that we had stayed at in like a bit of an hour away from Chicago. So I went back there and visited. So yes, while we were on vacation in the Chicago area, I was actually able to get one of the illustrations like closely finished. I kind of started a little bit on another one and continued to work on that second illustration. That would have been the Haunted Paintings of Miriam. Worked on that progressively throughout the last few months, or weeks I should say. And then the one that I was able to finish for the most part was the Spooky Bakery. I also worked on it a little bit in one of the coffee shops that you guys will see. And then, of course, just getting all the other illustrations done. So let's take a quick peek and kind of go back into a couple months ago and see how these all go. And we're back at Land Rock. Yay! How are you feeling?
Good.
I do love this room though. It's so pretty. And yes, some wine. They gave us a happy anniversary card, which is so sweet.
This is the exact same room we did ago?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because the view looks pretty much the same.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. And we have oranges for breakfast. A nice guide of the North Shore. And the bathroom is still super cool. And I love the heated towel rack. That's so fun.
That's why we came back.
Clearly, the whole selling point is right there.
Came for the tea room, returned for the towel rack.
Yes, room view complete. Room service, we have a mushroom risotto. And then a sticky toffee pudding. Oh, that looks so cute. Bon appetit. These mugs are so cute.
And nobody cares.
Whole sticky celery in that. And a green mimosa for St. Patrick's Day.
For full visibility there. That's good.
Just the whole stick of celery though. So
I like it. I like it. That's awesome.
Yum. And starting the one piece. So to start, we do have our haunted bakery here. The Spooky Brew Cafe has a lot of little details that I tried to add in between the branding of all of the cups and the apron, the actual sign itself, which I think is really cool, and of course all of our little desserts here and behind the shelves as well. And of course, gotta have some little croissants to enjoy. So that was our first illustration that I pretty much mostly finished while I was in Chicago. I didn't really work on too much while I was there. I actually did a little bit more sketching than I did like actually working on drawing, but it was really more just time to like spend with my husband and I to just enjoy ourselves. But in the meantime, I did do a little bit of sketch work, nothing too serious, and just tried to get ready for like the spring shop update. So after that though, it was mostly working on a lot of the clay items that you guys have seen over the last few videos here, before I moved on to a nursing conference that I had to do for work actually. So it's my very first one. Really didn't know what to expect, but I did actually get a chance to work on some more drawing while I was there. So let's go into a little bit of it. This was actually a nursing conference that I went to, my very first one. I got to eat at like some fun places, including my very first Guy Fieri's, which was super exciting, and do just like a little bit of drawing, like very small amount, because it really was like a work conference. But on our off time, I was able to get the haunted paintings of Miriam done. So we do have lots of different illustrations that I wanted to do for like our actual paintings itself. We have, this is like one of the original rulers of Spook Valhalla that kind of helped to make the world, as well as this is kind of like a priestess that I kind of had an idea for. I don't know if I will incorporate them into like some future artwork that I want to do, but I do think that it's like a really fun idea to just like have that kind of planned out in my head. I did kind of struggle a lot with the background because I didn't necessarily want it to be like a forgotten like museum or anything like that. I did want the Miriam to be kind of like the center of art, if you will, for like Spook Valhalla. So I tried to make it look very nice. I did add in at the bottom though, I thought that would be kind of cool, this textured area for like the base, and then some grass with some glowing mushrooms as well kind of at the bottom, just because I thought that would be kind of a cool effect. And I also happened to come up with our little pudding ghosts here. I think that they're so cute. That's not really the name for it, actually. I still am trying to decide on the name. I think that they're going to be more like nature spirits or things like that for the world, but I really thought they were kind of reminded me of like a pudding cup almost, and just like flipped upside down with a little bit, well, I guess not upside down, but like the topping of a pudding on top. Yeah, that makes sense. But I think that they're so cute. So we do have one that looks a little bit surprised here, and then we also have one at the other side that's looking really cute and just they're happy to explore. And again, the general idea behind this is that these little spirits have been basically coming out of the paintings and like kind of listening in on what the guide is saying about, you know, these paintings, the sculptures that are in the museum, all those sorts of things, and just kind of like listening in and enjoying it. And I will leave the rest of the details for the actual magazine itself. I am still kind of working on that story just a little bit, so I'm having a good time with it though. It's just kind of fun. It's definitely nothing like super serious, but it is kind of a fun time to actually, you know, see it all come together. And then finally, obviously, I did manage to get all of our actual sticker designs done. Again, I think that we've worked on those in the previous video, so I won't necessarily show them again, but they are going to be coming up in the next video as far as like printing them out, getting them ready for like the actual shop update itself. And then otherwise, we also have our actual magazine cover. So this is going to be the very first edition of the Spooky Familiar magazine. Again, just kind of some general ideas I threw out there. Look inside the cafe, explore the night markets of Calvaderas. This is actually Calvaderas if you haven't seen it before. And then the haunting paintings of Miram. So all kind of like just fun little ideas that I've been throwing around in my head as I've been drawing. And it kind of helps to keep me a little bit more focused on what I want to work on in the near future here. So those are actually the paintings that I've finished while I've been kind of bouncing here, there, and everywhere, it feels like, over the last few months. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed seeing like a little bit of the drawing process, a little bit of, I was gonna say, sometimes these videos are also more for me as well, just as like a video diary to kind of remember like what I've been doing over the last few months. So hopefully you guys still enjoy it. That being said though, there is a lot of work that is going on behind the scenes to actually make this magazine. It really is probably going to be more of a zine than an actual like full-length magazine, because as you've seen, it's really just, for the most part, those kind of 3 big illustrations, and then obviously the actual writing out of the stories of like exploring the night market, what you can find there, like the things that you can purchase at the, you know, Spooky Cafe bakery, and then like what exactly is happening in the haunted paintings of Miram. So again, nothing too serious. It is going to be probably like maybe 6 to 8 pages, if that, and I think that's a pretty good length for my very first magazine, if you will. But I am hoping that I can have everything done. The illustrations are done, the actual writings of the articles themselves and like some of the stories are for the most part done, but still need to kind of polish and like finish writing them out. But you guys will probably see that in next week's video. And then otherwise, just, yeah, getting that printed out here at home. It will be very interesting to see how well it goes with actually printing out on my printer and figuring out how to do it like front and back side printing / coloring, because normally I really only have to print on the one side when I'm kind of got my stickers. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fine. If nothing else, I think if they're like super popular, maybe I can reach out to like Cat Print or Vistaprint or, you know, some other printing company that I have worked with and I know and I kind of trust their work, to see if they are able to print out like a small zine, if I can do like limited quantities maybe. But that is like kind of far off ideal state. We'll see if that ever actually happens. But anyway, that is kind of what has been in the works here behind the scenes on J. Roselle Chemic Art here. So that is actually going to be all for this video. I do realize that it was a little bit shorter than it normally is. I feel like we did not get as much work done, as I was more like a fun, like, exploring the cities slash drawing in between, and then us chatting in between those clips. So hopefully you guys have still enjoyed this video. I realize that, yeah, it's a little bit different than my normal, so if you managed to make it to the end of this video, I really do appreciate it. Obviously, more stuff is coming very soon here, especially with the spring shop update. Again, if you have made it to the end, you get to know that it is coming on April 24th at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're looking forward to some clay cuties, if you're looking forward to some spring stickers, and of course, if you're looking forward to the Spooky Familiar magazine, hopefully you guys will be interested, and make sure to check it out when it comes out in, for you guys, it'll be in a couple weeks here-ish, I think. Yeah. So, anyway, thank you so much if you've made it this far into the video. I do appreciate it. And hopefully you guys will like, comment, and subscribe if you are not already to see what happens next time. But for right now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.